Doctor warns you, what happens to your body if you stop masturbating after 60? Senior health. Have you ever thought that, after the age of 60, your body still needs to be loved? Not only with medicine, but also with your own gentleness towards it. We often diligently take medicine, practice yoga, diet, but forget a very silent need, that is contact, closeness, connection with our own body. There are needs that never disappear. They are just quietly pushed aside because of age, because of shame, because of fear of judgment. And then we gradually get used to living without touching ourselves, as if this body's no longer worth loving. But if I told you that small action, the gentleness you show yourself, can change the quality of your life every day, would you believe it? Stay until the end of this video to discover a very humane truth that over the years, you may have accidentally forgotten. Number 1. Old age sex. Is it abnormal? When it comes to aging, many people assume that the natural need for sex will disappear, as if it were no longer relevant. But the truth is, sex doesn't retire with age. The need to connect with oneself, feel one's body, and maintain a sexual life is an essential part of human health, even in one's 70s, 80s, and beyond. One notable study found that sexual desire and ability persist in older adults, only to fade when society stops accepting it. This isn't just a physiological issue. It's a matter of dignity, emotion, and quality of life. Have you ever wondered why some people, even in their 60s, are full of energy, sleep well, and are in a positive frame of mind, while others are lethargic, have trouble sleeping, and are irritable? Part of the reason lies in whether they maintain body connection, especially through healthy self-pleasure. Masturbation in old age is not shameful or deviant. On the contrary, it is a simple, private, yet effective way to improve blood circulation, balance hormones, reduce stress, and promote deeper sleep. Some studies have even shown that it reduces the risk of prostate disease in older men. But what is more important is that when you maintain the habit of body connection, you are not only taking care of your body, but also your soul. You are reminding yourself, I am still alive. I am still worthy of love, of feeling, of happiness. As philosopher Carl Jung once said, self-acceptance is the beginning of all healing. Unfortunately, social stigma has made many older people shy away from talking about this, even hiding their legitimate needs. They forget that old age is not the end, but a new stage, where self-care must be more delicate and respectful than ever. Are you putting off what makes you feel alive just because you are afraid of what others will think? Instead of avoiding it, why don't we start being more open with ourselves? Ask yourself, am I listening to my body? Am I being kind to my emotional and physiological needs? Because as famous doctor Christiane Northrup said, your body never lies. Trust the signals it is sending. You don't need anyone's permission to live a full life. You just need to have the courage to admit, I still have the right to enjoy my body, no matter what age I am. If you resonate with this message, leave a comment, and don't forget, it's never too late to take care of yourself. Number 2, masturbation and longevity. The truth that few people tell, many people start to give up this habit, not because they no longer have the need, but because they think they are too old to continue. But it is this silent abandonment that causes their quality of life to decline without them even realizing it. Masturbation is not just a physiological act. It is the body's natural way of releasing hormones, regulating emotions, and maintaining hormonal balance. A doctor once said, a man ages the fastest not because of gray hair or a hunchback, but because he loses touch with his own biological needs. When you masturbate, your body releases dopamine, the happy hormone, along with oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This helps reduce stress, stabilize blood pressure, and improve sleep, problems that older people often face. Do you realize that every time you are stressed or have insomnia for a long time, your body seems to age 10 years in just a few days? So if there is a simple hormonal exercise that can help you stay alive inside, Why do we ignore it? Masturbation is a way to remind ourselves, I am alive and I deserve to feel good in my own body. As philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, without small pleasures, life would be nothing but a long series of sufferings. Think beyond the old stereotypes that make you feel guilty about touching yourself. Science has proven that regular masturbation is not harmful. On the contrary, it helps maintain blood circulation, supports prostate health, and maintains natural libido, which is important for preventing depression and feelings of abandonment in older people. Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s and 80s still look radiant and have a happy spirit? Perhaps part of the reason is that they never lose touch with their bodies, and they are not afraid to love themselves in the quietest but most profound way. Be honest with yourself. Are you living up to your natural needs, or are you living up to the shame that society has installed decades ago? To love yourself is the beginning of a lifelong love affair. Oscar Wilde said so, and it has never been more true than when it comes to seniors. When you learn to love and care for your body, even in silence, you are giving yourself the opportunity to live longer, happier, and more peaceful every day. So if you ever thought that masturbation in old age is unnecessary, it's time to ask yourself, what is really important to me? Prejudice or health and joy of life? Comment your thoughts below if you also believe that. Old age is not the time to stop living, but the time when you start living more deeply. Number 3, older singles. Who takes care of their emotions? When you get old, who will take care of your silent emotions? When your children and grandchildren are busy, your spouse is gone, and familiar hugs are increasingly rare. Old age is not only a period of physical change, but also a time when your soul needs to be comforted, listened to, and close. Something that seems private and delicate, self-intimacy, or in other words, masturbation, can actually play an important role in maintaining mental and physical stability for the elderly. This is not a sensitive issue to avoid, but a health perspective that should be viewed openly and scientifically. Because feeling close to yourself not only helps improve blood circulation, sleep, and hormone balance, but also nurtures positive emotions, reducing loneliness, something that many elderly people are facing every day. According to Dr. Joycelyn Elders, former Surgeon General of the United States, masturbation should be taught as a natural part of healthy sexual development. Ask yourself, are we stigmatizing the healthy and legitimate needs of older adults by treating physical intimacy as inappropriate? When the body's no longer strong, the spirit is most vulnerable. And it is the act of self-intimacy that can be the key to healing, not for lust, but for inner connection. In medicine, it has been shown to reduce stress, mild depression, improve immune function, and maintain prostate health in men. Some older people who live alone have shared, the only physical touch I get all week is from myself. That's not pitiful, it's courageous. Because in a society where the elderly are often neglected, loving, caring for, and listening to your body is an act of self-respect. Elderly people don't just need medicine, they need to be reminded that they are still lovable, still worth living every moment. And sometimes just a small act of closeness to themselves is what brings them back to the feeling of, I am still a whole person. The writer George Bernard Shaw once said, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Are you keeping yourself or your parents from living happily because of an old prejudice? If so, try to change. Let old age not be just the last days of life, but the last days of meaning and connection, both physically and mentally. And if you ever feel lonely, remember, your feelings deserve to be heard, no matter how old you are. Number 4, when masturbation can also be a form of meditation. Many people lose touch with their bodies, not because they want to, but because society, age, and prejudice have convinced them that their personal needs are no longer important. But have you ever considered that listening to your body, taking care of yourself, and even masturbating, if done correctly, can be a deeply healing journey? This is not an exhortation to self-indulgence, but a reminder of your right to love yourself, even in the silence of old age. In the final years of life, many people fall into a state of isolation, anxiety, insomnia, and a feeling of invisibility. Part of the reason is that they have lost touch with the life force within, the thing that once made them feel valued and fulfilled. So if you were invited to practice a ritual that could improve sleep, reduce stress, improve circulation, and even balance hormones, would you be up for it? Introducing to you the concept of mindful masturbation, a practice that is not new but is being re-examined in the light of mindfulness. This is no longer an instinctive or guilt-ridden act, but a meditative ritual where you take time to truly be with yourself. This practice is not forced, not judgmental, just you and your breath, gentle movements, deep conscious awareness of your body. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom, Aristotle once said, and sometimes that understanding does not come from books, but from touching yourself with respect. Science has shown that moderate and conscious masturbation in the elderly helps increase the production of endorphins, a hormone that brings a feeling of pleasure while stimulating blood circulation, supporting prostate function, and helping sleep deeper. But more than the physiological benefits, it is a journey of reconnection with your aging body, but still feeling loved. As the philosopher Alan Watts once said, "You are the universe experiencing itself." In the moment you embrace yourself, you are healing not only your body, but your soul. Have you ever tried to see the care of your desires as a form of meditation? Are you willing to remove the shame that has been attached to you for so many years, just to be able to touch yourself with love and respect? Try sitting in a private, quiet space. No pressure, no goals, just you, present. Listen to your body, breathe deeply, feel each movement like a slow rhythm. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is a silent declaration that I am still alive, I am still worthy of love, just as I am. If you've ever felt like touching yourself is not right, maybe it's time to learn to love yourself again. Because growing up doesn't mean giving up the things that make you feel alive. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Oscar Wilde. And if you're on a journey to find that connection, leave a comment about something you'd like to forgive or heal yourself for. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue your journey of living deeply, being kind to yourself, and never forgetting the part of your soul that's still waiting to be heard. Number 5, signs you're disconnecting from your body. Many people begin to lose that connection without even realizing it. They stop looking at themselves in the mirror because they are afraid of facing the changes. They stop caring about their appearance, not because they don't have time, but because they think, why bother? And then, over time, they stop touching themselves. No more self-massage, no more hugging their tired bodies, no more craving for affection, even from themselves. But you know what? The body doesn't need perfection, it needs care. Touch is the first language we speak and the last we lose. Diane Ackerman's quote is true not only for children, but also for the elderly. Your body is still silently serving you every day, and what few people say is, when you stop touching it, you are also slowly killing the life inside yourself. Without physical stimulation like massage or self-care, blood circulation is poor, happiness hormones decrease, the immune system weakens. Many doctors warn that a lack of physical connection can lead to depression, sleep disorders, and a sense of isolation. But few are brave enough to say that it starts with not loving your body. So how do you get back? It doesn't have to be anything big. You can start with something simple but profound. Spend a few minutes each day massaging your hands, shoulders, and neck. Apply lotion to the skin you once loved. Or just put your hands on your chest, close your eyes, and say to yourself, I am still here, and I am worthy of love. Have you ever tried hugging yourself? It sounds silly, but you'll be surprised by the warmth it brings. As philosopher Carl Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And you can't become who you truly are if you keep your body a stranger. If you are in your twilight years, don't let silence overwhelm your need to be close to yourself. Remember, taking care of your body is not vanity, it is a way to live fully. Don't wait until your health is in danger to learn how to get back to yourself. Start today with a gentle touch. It can be the salvation of your soul. If you have ever experienced a feeling of disconnection from yourself, comment, "I will get back to my body from today." And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to discover profound and inspiring life lessons together. Number 6, touch and a basic need against depression. How can a simple act like a hug, a touch, or a gentle touch soothe the mind and rekindle hope in the loneliest of days? As we age, when our children grow up, our partners are no longer around, or familiar arms are increasingly absent. We often lose one of our most basic biological and emotional needs: to be touched, to be connected. According to experts, a lack of physical touch can increase the risk of depression, insomnia, hormonal disorders, and even shorten life expectancy. The feeling of isolation comes not only from the absence of others, but also from the fact that we stop loving ourselves. This is where a little spoken truth needs to be shared openly. Masturbation, when understood correctly, is a form of self-hugging. It is not something to be ashamed of or taboo, but an act of self-care for mental and physical health. During this process, the body produces the hormone oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which helps reduce stress, lower blood pressure, improve sleep, and especially fight loneliness. Psychologist Virginia Satir once said, "We need 4 hugs a day to survive, 8 hugs a day to maintain, and 12 hugs a day to thrive." But when there is no one left to hug, we can still choose to hug ourselves, proactively, healthily, and lovingly. Have you ever felt your body getting cold? No more vibration, no more curiosity to explore yourself? That doesn't mean you are old, but you are gradually losing connection with the vibrant part inside you. A small act like touching yourself, placing your hand on your chest, or taking a quiet moment to feel your body. That is a simple but effective healing touch therapy. Masturbation, in this context, is no longer a bad thing, but an important part of the journey to becoming friends with yourself. Many older people shy away from talking about it because they think, "I don't need it anymore." But the need for connection, both emotional and physical, doesn't disappear with age. It just changes form. And sometimes what keeps you young isn't a supplement, but the ability to listen to what your body is craving. Don't let social stigmas stop you from taking care of the deepest part of yourself. The question for you is, how long has it been since you touched yourself in a loving, non-judgmental way? Don't wait until your body starts to cry for help to start again. Start with a small act. Touch, caress, listen, love. Because as philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "The body is the first place we live. Learn to be the best friend to it." If this has made you think, please leave your thoughts in the comments. This is not to promote lust. It is to inspire compassion, connection, and healing from within. And if you think someone needs to hear this, please share, because everyone deserves to be reminded that self-love at every stage of life is a right, not a selfish thing. Number 7, exercises to enhance physiology in old age. Your body, no matter how many springs it has gone through, still craves to be felt, not only through food, sleep, or breathing, but also through the circulation of energy in areas that people often shy away from mentioning. And that is the pelvic floor, the place associated with confidence, vitality, and masculinity. According to doctors and health experts, ignoring the ability to connect with the intimate area, physically and emotionally, can lead to hormonal decline, sleep disorders, depression, and even affect cardiovascular health. One of the simple but extremely effective exercises is Kegel exercises, which help strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, support urinary control, and especially improve physiological function. You just need to spend a few minutes a day, sit, gently squeeze the muscles as if you were trying to stop the flow of urine, hold for 5 seconds, then relax. Repeat about 10 to 15 times per session. Although simple, the results will surprise you. Along with that, gentle yoga exercises for the pelvic area, such as the butterfly or bridge pose, not only help blood circulation, but also increase the subtle perception of the body. Try placing your hands on your lower abdomen, closing your eyes and breathing evenly. You will realize that you still have a lot to discover about yourself. Age is a matter of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Mark Twain. Old age is not the end, but the time when you return to take care of the most core part, yourself. Don't let age be the reason that makes you stray from the most basic happiness. Loving yourself, both in mind and body. Remember, when you keep the energy in your body circulating, you not only live longer, but also live better. And it starts with the little things: a deep breath, a simple movement, and an acceptance that you deserve to be healthy, happy, and connected. Have you ever tried any exercises to feel more in touch with your body? Share your experiences below, because who knows, your story might inspire hundreds of others who are on the journey to find themselves. Number 8, sex and religion. Is it really immoral? Imagine this: if eating nourishes the body, then sex, especially self-care through masturbation, is a way to nourish the emotions, the spirit, and the body. Yet for generations, many older people have been taught that sex is shameful, sinful, and even immoral. Especially in strict religious environments, masturbation is often condemned as a sign of weakness. But have you ever wondered, is that really true? And as we age, does giving up a part of our body's instincts really make us noble? Or is it silently robbing us of our health and life? Modern medical experts have a clear answer. Masturbation is not a shameful act, but an essential part of comprehensive health care, especially when you are 60 or older. When sexual activity decreases for physical or situational reasons, maintaining a connection with your own body not only improves blood circulation, balances hormones, but also helps stabilize mood, sleep well, and maintain self-esteem. Dr. Michael Castleman, a famous sexologist, once said, "Sexuality is not just about reproduction. It's about connection, vitality, and self-respect." Religion does not necessarily deny physiology. If you look back at the roots of many spiritual ideologies, Buddhism, Hinduism, and even some branches of Christianity, you will see that sex is not forbidden, but is encouraged to be used with awareness. That is, instead of using desire uncontrollably, we learn to be in harmony with it as a natural part of life. It is not desire that makes people sinful, but ignorance in not understanding and controlling it. An old saying of Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh helps us understand this better. Have you ever felt like you were fading away for no apparent reason? Irritability, insomnia, or a feeling that you were becoming invisible? Often, it's not just age, it's a loss of a deep connection with yourself. Masturbation, understood and done correctly, is a simple yet powerful way to retain the vitality that has been lost over time. A famous quote from Sigmund Freud might make you think, "The sexual life of adult human beings is determined by cultural inhibitions." The sexual life of adult human beings is determined by cultural barriers. So if those barriers make you feel guilty about taking care of yourself, maybe it's time to ask yourself, what really makes me healthier and happier? Let your body be heard. Let your spirit be freed from old guilt. Because taking care of yourself, physically and mentally, is never a shame. It's part of self-esteem and a testament to self-love. What do you think about this? How long has it been since you truly listened to your body? Leave a comment to share your thoughts, or simply say, "I choose to reconnect with myself." And if you want to continue your journey of discovering health and living a fulfilling life in old age, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on other valuable lessons. Number 9, stories from people who have overcome their inferiority complex. Have you ever thought that at a certain age, people will no longer need sex, desire, or intimate contact? But the reality is far from that. When we get older, it is not that the need disappears, but that society makes us believe that it is no longer important. Some older people once confided, "I think I'm out of date." But then after a conversation with a doctor, after facing themselves in the mirror, they realized no one is out of date when they still know how to love their body. And masturbation, which was once considered taboo, is actually a form of self-care, self-acceptance, and living in connection with oneself. Imagine a man in his 70s, a former engineer, widowed for 10 years with his children far away. He lives quietly and always feels like he has finished his role. But after a routine checkup, the doctor told him, being close to your body is not only instinctive, but also a natural medicine that helps you sleep better, improves blood circulation, increases hormones that maintain vitality and mood. He began to change, not just to live longer, but to live more deeply. Mrs. H, 65, said that she never dared to think about touching herself for fear of guilt, fear of being wrong, fear of being judged. But after attending a meditation course for older women